to the music. Still too grown, never ever been the type to be sitting alone. That's me, he in the mood, she in the mood. Now let's groove, now let's groove. We in the mood, she in the mood. Now let's groove, now let's groove. Yeah, she in the mood.
What's going on, everyone? This is Jay Leno, and I'm here to give you guys episode 2 of the Tales of the TMNT. So, starting off into this episode, okay, before I go into this new episode, the first 6 episodes of this season are the adaptation of Tales from Leonardo. And then episode 6 going on to episode 12 are Raphael tales of his own. There's 2 different storylines that they're telling. So this entire series is candid to the movie to an extent, but these are just stories within the mindsets of each individual turtle. All right, so moving on. So with this Leonardo story, Michelangelo and this guy named Rod, who is I guess you'll call an apprentice of Bishop, in which Bishop is being funded by Rod's father. That's how she's able to have enough money to produce these robots, in which she had sought after to attack and pretty much kill the mutant Ninja Turtles. So Michelangelo and Rod are separated from that huge fight that they had at the docks with the 4 robots that Bishop has sent out to kill them. So they're pretty much it's almost like a Terminator type of situation right now. So they're just like going from alley to alley, darkness to darkness, stealthily trying to make their way to survive and avoid this robot that's trying to hunt down and kill them, in which they end up stumbling into a zoo. All right, now I have to give a notes. So Rod and Mikey finally get an opportunity to have a conversation, and Rod goes on this monologue to explain to him how he got his job working for Bishop, where the money had came from. Rod was accusing Michelangelo of kidnapping him and even using him for a human shield, which was complete malarkey and bananas. So now they have an understanding between each other. And so Mikey's kind of like, oh yeah, really? Well, Mikey's the airhead of the group, of course, as usual in any other iteration of the Ninja Turtles. Mikey's like, okay, well, maybe we can get your dad to help us out and be a bit of an asset to us. Not even Mikey coming with the consciousness to even think up to the fact that this faction of people are enemies that are hunting down to kill you. Dad's just dropping the bag off to Bishop. Bishop is mad. Bishop hates mutants at this point. She hates mutants at this point, if you understand what I'm saying. So they're going into the zoo to run away from the robots, in which we go into a scene to where the zookeepers are picking on a freaking grizzly bear. I'm talking throwing the candy bar inside the cage. The grizzly bear tries to grab it and snatching it away, laughing at the grizzly bear. You can only imagine what's to come. But then again too, I have to remind myself, this isn't for my entertainment, this is for the children. So Mikey wants to find a way to get inside of the zoo, and the only clever thing that he could think of is turning off the zoo's power. So it's about to get wicked, because guess what? Grizzly bear's out. Let's get back to the notes. Oh, one thing that stood out to me that kind of made me laugh was there was a Jay-Z and Beyonce reference to making fun of the naming of their child Blue Ivy, because Rod was trying to come up with a mutant name, because Rod wants Michelangelo to turn him into a mutant, because Rod thinks mutants are cool, much like any other human that's ever seen a TV show with a mutant. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind being a mutant myself. Matter of fact, hit the comment box if you were a mutant, what would your name be? Fast, go now. Alright, moving forward, moving forward from there, we go into the lab to where we run. They go into the lab of the zoo. It looks like there is some mutagen that was found inside of the lab. There's like an anti-mutagen itself, and Rod's trying to convince Michelangelo to turn him into a mutant. It doesn't. And then the most spectacular moment so far of this series, because we're on episode 2, happens. We get the first appearance of the boy. Pigeon Pete makes his appearance. Complete goofball, brings in the comedy. Pigeon Pete is Pigeon Pete. Well, okay, Pigeon Pete wasn't always a bit of a silent goofball, but Pigeon Pete's appearance was immediately comical. I really think the chemistry between Pigeon Pete and Mikey combination was pretty BA. One thing that stood out to me a lot to me in episode 2, after watching episode 1, Michelangelo has way more courage than Leonardo does. Leonardo in the first episode was just like second guessing himself. He wasn't confident, but maybe he's just not getting into his leader ninjuition, as I would call it. All right, I know it's not a real word. I make up my own jargon. I'm like freaking E40 when it comes to this slang. All right, so yeah, Mikey's tougher than Leo at this point. Like Mikey Danger took Mikey and Pigeon Pete, like pretty much took down this robot, gave him a nice clean whooping. He didn't need April to help him, save him, get through all these accidents. And that's pretty much sums up that episode itself, because this storyline is a continuation. Because remember, basically what happens so far is the 4 turtles meet up at the docks, and they're separated by these robots that are trying to attack them. So first episode, we get to see what's going on with Leo. This episode, we find out what happens with Michelangelo. All in all, I enjoyed Michelangelo. Leonardo was a bit of a dud with me with the first episode. I'm going to give this episode an 8. I needed this to pick up. I was almost about to be completely disappointed after the first episode. This episode, I enjoyed. We got a confirmed second sex swap. I did mention that Bishop sounded like a woman on the phone in the first episode. Confirmed. Latina Bishop is a woman. So here we are now going into this. We finally got us a really good fight scene. We got to see a little bit of martial arts. I've already watched all these episodes. I want to let you guys all know that the fights, this show is better than the movie. This show is better than the movie. I wish this show came out before. Well, no, the show shouldn't have came out before the movie, because the movie would have still been, people would have reflected on it less than. Long story short, this show is consumable. You're gonna have to just swim through the agenda. But yep, I give this an 8 out of 10 amongst these episodes. Right now, this episode is beating out number 1. Let me know what you guys think. How do you guys feel about Michelangelo having more courage than Leo? Oh yeah, do you guys think Leo's possibly going to come into his own in this particular situation? Because he puts himself out there to be a leader, but he hasn't gave us the actions. Mikey, they all need each other. That's the cool thing about the Ninja Turtles. But right now, Michelangelo's holding it down with the toughness, with the boy Pigeon Pete. Hit the like button. I'm out of here, and this is lit up.
That's dope. So you would tell your friends to play?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It's cool. Plus, you can select your own character.
yeah. Thank you so much for playing.
You're welcome.
Thank you.